What's up, fellow classers? It's Apollyon here, able to bring you the latest CWL War recap with WHF2 versus Grumpy Old Men. WHF2 coming off a 5-game now winning streak, lost the first one in the season, so they're 5-1. So although props to Grumpy Old Men, you can see the total destruction was super close, but the victory was pretty defiant there, with WHF2 taking the lead. Good job to them. And I wish I could say the really good things about this war on either side, but it was almost down to not who performed the best, but whoever performed the worst was the one that was going to lose. I know that sounds kind of weird, but everybody, each side struggled on the 9v9, 10v10, and 10v11 hits and 11v10 dips. I think WHF2 we did a little bit better with the 10v11. I'm sorry, the 11v10 dips, which is why we were able to get the victory. Let's take a look at Grumpy Old Men, level 12 clan, and just take a look at them real quick. You guys can pause it if you want to see. Fantastic. And before we jump into the war recap, we're going to look at a 10v11, 11v10, 10v10, and a 9v9. It's time to go ahead and do our shout out 6-pack, our six-pack shout out. And there we go. We've got our 11v10 dips. We got ODB, Tails, and Jono getting a 6-pack there with their dips, and then very scarce 9. So great job to Jamie and to Matty Ice for getting a 6-pack on those Town Hall Eyes. This is definitely not our normal performance for 9v9. We usually see about 5 or 6 people in that list, so we'll work on that next time. So let's jump right into these attacks, starting with number 3. We will look at Nicolas, which I think this one took 5 hits maybe. Number 1 took 5 or 6 hits and still wasn't able to be cleared. But Nicolas coming in here and getting the job done, getting a 2-star hit, sending in a Lune to soak up some of those traps, both the air bomb and the Seeking Air Mine. As like I said, this is not our first hit, so we know where a lot of the traps are. I think we just tried to tweak these attacks coming in a little bit each way and we're unsuccessful. So I think this is like the 6 times the charm. Rage is a little misplaced there. It does get the healer, which is the most important thing to get the queen healed up, but the queen is really getting no benefit out of it whatsoever, as she's out of the rage most of it. That wall breaker will go ahead and take advantage of the rage, so that was another benefit of the rage. I think they still would have gotten it even if it was placed a little differently. So we've used 1 rage up already, and I think we got to use another rage up just in a second. As it gets into king rage, we'll fast forward this walk up. And we drop in another rage. There we go. Very nice timing. And we're going to take out the rest. Now it's time to go ahead and start the second phase of the attack, dropping the Golem and King and Bowlers in at the noon area to help funnel that. The whole entire goal is to be able to drop those 12 Valkyries in right at around the 9 o'clock with a jump across the Eagle Artillery and take out the Eagle Artillery and the Town Hall before just completely combusting and bursting into flame. So we dropped that first test Valk in there just to make sure that they're all going to run into that area. And then we've got the clan castle being tripped, but under rage, those Valks are going to basically one-shot every single one of those buildings, take care of the enemy queen, and then bust through that wall, even though they're under tons of attacks. And we've already got the 2-star, already got the percentage, so it's just whatever happens here. Queen is going to be able to take out that Lune, but unfortunately the Lava Hound is going to focus back, and that is going to be what's going to take the rest of the raid time. Queen is going to be able to take care of that Lava Hound and the pups, but at that point there's really nothing else as the time runs out. So good job to Nicolas there. Alright, let's look at 11v10 dip. We'll look at Ed taking out their number 6 with a La Lune deployment here, and pretty cool use of Kill Squad coming in from noon to 3 o'clock. There we go with an easy accessible air defense. Same thing on the other side, which is why I hate these. I love attacking them, but I hate the people that base build this way. Throwing those ADs so easily accessible. And I think this base could have probably been taken by a La Lune as well if we had enough Town Hall 10 attacks on it. I think we would have gotten probably about 3 or 4 attacks in and found out the exact pathing we would have needed to, but unfortunately we didn't get to. So we've got the king, taking care of the funneling, trying to get into that Inferno Tower with help of the queen funneling on her side. And here we go with a jump and a rage to take out that Inferno Tower, and finally we do in just a second. There we go, it's down, and anything else we get out of this kill squad is just icing on the cake. I think we also get the queen, which is extremely important too, but we're going to start our La Lune deployment, sending right into that sweeper and hasting those loons in to make sure that they get at least that first air defense, but I think they'll get the second one in just a second. The loons are going to take out that sweeper, which is going to be less of an annoyance for the rest of them to make their way through. Freezing on that Inferno Tower is going to let those loons take that out. And we've got a heal for the back end Tesla Farm / Wizard towers, which just are going to get obliterated. I think there's probably 15 to 20 loons still up, and under rage those defenses are going to do nothing against them. Probably deployed too many loons, to be honest with you, just because there's just so you don't need that many loons on one building to take care of it. Could have saved a couple of them and just got it done a little quicker, but again, 3-star is a 3-star, and that's what's important. So we are done with that. Very nice job. And let's go to our 10v10, which is going to be on number 14. Zeus getting taken out here by a dragon attack. So I was able to use one of my attacks. I think I got a 3-star fresh hit, and then I used the scout on a 10. We need to get some of the scouts in on the lower 10s just to make sure we can try to triple them like we did on this one. And I think used the exact same entry as I did with a queen walk, but I used 5 healers just because I didn't know how they were going to go, and that's what a scout is for. Was able to realize you only had to use 3 healers for the entire walk, and look at the queen is going to walk from 9 o'clock all the way to 3 o'clock. Just a huge value of this queen walk. In fact, don't even need to deploy the healers until she's about ready to get into that cannon range, which is not going to be for just a little bit. There we go. We can drop the healers in there out of the range of that air defense, and as it's getting targeted by the cannon. Now, she's only going to be in range of 3-point defenses max at any given time, and that will only be for a second. So investment on this queen walk is extremely low. 3 healers and I think just 1 rage, and that's it. So we've got a baby dragon coming in to take out some more of these buildings for funneling for the dragons. Minions going down on the bottom to take out those buildings, and then we can start our dragon as the queen is going to make her way towards that 3 o'clock air defense, or I'm sorry, the noon air defense, and take that out. So we've got a bunch of loons coming in here. We've three rages, one being used there, a haste and a heal, all for these dragons. And the queen, those healers are going to get hit by the queen walk, but she's definitely going to be able to take out that air defense. We've only got 1 more that we got to worry about, and that is easily accessible by a Lune deployment. There we go. The rage, that last rage is used on the top and bottom set of those dragons. Queen is still up. King is up on the bottom, taking care of some of those trash buildings, helping those dragons make their way into the core. And yeah, this is all over that Inferno Tower, especially level 1, is going to do no damage on that group of dragons, even lets the queen stay up. So we got both of our heroes up, and I think 5 dragons out of maybe the 6. Yeah, so just a really fantastic attack. And now what we'll do is we'll look at one of the 9v9s, and I will be selfish and use the one that I hit. Don't get the chance to feature me too much. Using that La Lune, fresh hit on this base, not knowing what's going to be in the clan castle, but I love taking out mortars if possible with easy investment of 1 per 1 trade, 1 Lune per 1 mortar. Those mortars are usually placed to distract the Lune deployment and make them go all into that 1 defense instead of being able to spread it out. So once you're able to spread these things out, the Lunes the way you want them to, the Lune deployment becomes so much simpler. So just having to deal with the baby dragon, a wizard. I will trip the two Valks that are in the clan castle in just a second, but by that time the damage is going to be done against this base. I've already taken out the air defense, which I wanted, and the wizard and queen are going to help me take out the rest of these defenses on the bottom before the Valks get to them, and I'm going to be able to use my Lune deployment simple. So I'm going to go heavy on my Lunes right here, send 5 into that air defense, and then send another Lune in, another Hound in, because I need them to tank for that queen and to let those pups take her out, and send some other Lunes in from the left-hand side just to get that push through the core. There we go with hastes, and sending that last lava hound in at 3 o'clock, and hasting those Lunes in as well to get them through the core to meet with the other Lunes. So we've just got a Lune party going on, using that I think 6 hastes or 5 hastes. Still have one more left and need to haste into that air defense. There we go. And then just push through the rest of the base. Have a heal for the back end Tesla farm / wizard tower. And I'm going to drop that skelly trap. It was used for the queen but didn't need it as the pups took her out. And look at them distracting that Tesla. Don't need too many point defenses. The Tesla is just completely going crazy on those skelly traps. And by the time it wakes up and figures out what's happening, it's all over and a Tesla's taken out. And now we have to do is worry about this archer tower, which 4 or 5 Lunes going into that is going to be no big deal. I already have 2 wizards doing some cleanup on the bottom right, and then we've got minions cleaning up on the bottom left. I should have put them on that elixir collector. Just, you know, always start at the edge of the buildings to work their way towards the middle, but it's no big deal. I have plenty of time, have a poison, and that poison is going to do absolutely nothing, so we should probably get rid of that. It's just weighing us down. And then we've got the Lunes helping with even those skelly from the skelly traps are pitching in, and everything is coming up positive, getting that 3-star and crushing the base. So really nice job. A lot of fun this war was. We're looking forward to the next CWL War next week. If you guys enjoyed this, please like, subscribe if you haven't already. Share them with your clanmates if you guys enjoy this and benefit from these videos. I'm sure they will as well. The biggest thing you need to do is use those friendly challenges to your advantage. Keep attacking different bases with different strategies until you get it down. And the timing and the compositions, tweak them as you see fit. Make them your own. Doesn't have to be exactly like you see here. Go ahead and get those 6-star clan wars and practice those 3-star attacks.